All right, today we are diving headfirst into the electric vehicle market. This is a space where the fight for the top spot, well, it's not just happening on the road, but deep inside the tech that powers these cars. We're going to focus on one company, NIO, and its seriously ambitious plan to compete with the giants of the industry.
It's kind of the ultimate underdog story, but with this high-tech twist, right? I mean, when you're squaring off against giants with basically bottomless pockets and brand names everyone knows, just building a better car isn't going to cut it. You have to completely change how the game is played. So what's NIO's big secret?
Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to break down NIO's entire strategy, from its super carefully crafted brand all the way to its really innovative financial model, to see exactly how it plans to take on the titans of the auto world.
First things first, let's get a feel for the landscape. Think of the premium EV market as a total pressure cooker. You've got new contenders, game-changing tech popping up all the time. It's an absolute race to the top, and believe me, the stakes could not be higher.
And here's the real key to understanding this. Winning in this market, it's not just about what you build. It's a battle on two totally different fronts. On one side, you have the technology, batteries, self-driving, all that good stuff. But on the other, it's a battle of pure emotion, a fight for brand loyalty. It's about building a real community, not just racking up a list of customers.
So in this crowded field, how does NIO even begin to stand out? Well, it does it by positioning itself as something more than just a car company. It's not just selling a car, it's selling a lifestyle, a whole identity.
This right here, this really gets to the heart of what the NIO brand is all about. It's not just about selling some fancy luxury product. No, it's about building a genuine community. And you can see that in their ridiculously high customer satisfaction and that premium tier net promoter score. For those who don't know, that's a direct measure of how likely customers are to actually recommend them to friends. They've built a tribe, a loyal following, not just a sales ledger.
Okay, so every great challenger needs a secret weapon, right? For NIO, it's this revolutionary business model that just completely flips the script on car ownership. They call it Battery as a Service, or BaaS for short. And honestly, it's a total game changer. Here's the deal. Instead of buying the single most expensive part of the car, the battery, you subscribe to it. Yeah, you heard that right. Think of it like Netflix, but for your car's battery.
So how is this a win-win for everybody? Well, for starters, it massively lowers the upfront cost of the car for you, the customer. That's huge. Second, it gives NIO a steady, predictable, recurring revenue stream. And third, and this is where it gets really smart, it locks customers into the NIO ecosystem, which creates this incredible sense of loyalty.
So why does this matter so much? Because it goes straight after one of the biggest roadblocks for people getting into EVs, that high initial price tag. By separating out the cost of the battery, NIO makes its premium cars way more accessible to a much broader market. It is a truly disruptive move.
But of course, NIO isn't playing in an empty sandbox here. Not at all. The EV market is absolutely jam-packed with heavyweights. So let's take a look at who they're up against.
First up, you've got the giant in the room, Tesla. I mean, they've got the scale, the brand power, the profits. NIO's plan isn't to try and match Tesla car for car on volume. Instead, they're trying to carve out this special niche as a more luxurious, more community-focused alternative. This is especially true in that all-important Chinese market, where even Tesla is starting to face some new heat. Then there's XPeng. They are all about the tech. They're going after a younger, more tech-savvy crowd, and their whole thing is software and innovation. And this is where you see a really clear difference in strategy. NIO is building its brand around luxury and a premium ownership experience. XPeng, on the other hand, is all about being on the absolute cutting edge of technology. And you absolutely cannot forget Li Auto, which is taking a totally different route. While NIO is all in on pure electric vehicles, Li Auto has this super pragmatic hybrid approach with their extended range vehicles. So it's really a battle of visions. You have NIO's pure electric future clashing with Li Auto's more transitional, let's ease into it strategy.
Okay, so this gives you a much better sense of the whole battlefield. You've got Tesla's aggressive pricing, you've got BYD's just mind-boggling dominance and sheer volume, and then you have this whole wave of new players coming in from both the old-school car companies and other startups. It's like a war on multiple fronts, and the pressure is just immense.
So, the big question is, how does NIO plan to navigate this, let's call it, treacherous landscape? Well, they've got a very clear 5-point strategy for the road ahead.
Let's break it down, point by point. It all starts with making their unique brand identity even stronger.
Then, they'll use that to expand into the broader premium market. They're going to lean heavily on their secret weapon, BaaS, to build that customer loyalty, while at the same time looking to expand internationally. And holding all of this together is a relentless focus on tech leadership. We're talking big leaps in autonomous driving and battery tech to stay ahead of the pack. Look, it's a super ambitious plan, no doubt, but it's also a very clear one.
And all of this brings us to the ultimate question. This is the tightrope that NIO has to walk. Can it hold on to that exclusive, premium feel that defines its brand, while at the same time scaling up to actually compete on volume? That is the central challenge that's going to define its entire future.
And really, that's the bottom line. In a market this intense, it's the companies that can actually execute under immense pressure that are going to win. For NIO, it's not enough to just have a great car or a clever strategy. The real test is whether they can keep that premium brand image intact while scaling up to compete with the giants. Pretty much everything depends on it.